Welcome back, everybody. And here's the funny thing. So, inventory's down. Home prices, as far as sold prices, are actually up over 8% year over year. And yes, I know it's super crazy. The funny little escalations that are not so funny, they're back. People are doing some crazy escalations. We're going to go into that. Let's go ahead and hit what we are talking about as far as where we're going to go, what's going to happen, so you can make the best business decision possible. So when we pop this one up right here, look at this. Even on a national level, consumer prices are on the rise. Home shelter inflation is up 6%. And funny enough, according to Lawrence Yun, he is expecting everything kind of to stay status quo as we are looking at progressing through Q1, Q2, first quarter, second quarter. We 100% agree with that. The Feds, well, they're starting to back off a little bit because CPI or inflation, the numbers came in higher than what they wanted, and they're saying, well, okay, so we may not, reduce rates in March. We may push that out because, again, inflation still kind of is creeping along. Now, I don't foresee them increasing it, primarily because the commercial lending, or what we call CRE, commercial real estate, with the banks, that is the problem. So, you hear a lot of people talking about, oh my gosh, we're going to do 2008 again. No, not really. It's not residential this time. It's commercial. And it's not because commercial is a bad thing or they made bad commercial loans. It's when you take commercial interest rates from 3% to over 7%, 8%, that is a massive issue because commercial real estate, much like a business, it's profit and loss. And if these folks are into properties and you look at a massive increase, I mean, heck, you guys, we had interest rates were cresting close to 8%. Buyers pulled back. Why? Well, because of cost of funds. Well, it's the same issue, except commercial real estate, their mortgages are on 3, 5, 7-year mortgages, with balloon payments that are coming due. We have $1.3 million or trillion dollars worth of commercial real estate loans that are going to be coming due just this year alone. That is going to be the what we call the hiccup. Anyway, with that, now let's keep moving on with our show. All right. So remember, if you like what you see, make sure you click that like button, smash that subscribe button for us. Hey, just let us know. We appreciate you, and it helps others get this information. All right, moving on. Okay, Freddie Mac. Let's talk a little bit about rates. Rates are super important right now because, as you can see here, this is their running 7-day average. It's lagging a little bit. It's probably closer to about 6.8. Nonetheless, you can see that our rates are actually doing quite well. And if we take a look at this chart here, you can see that over the last day, we actually popped up 0.1% on the jumbos. Everything just kind of popped up. And remember, mortgage rates are publicly traded. The Feds do not control mortgage rates. They can have an effect, but they do not control mortgage rates. So when we take a look at what our next slide here, hang on a second here. So when we take a look at doing a loan comparison so you guys know what to do. Plus, look, watch the free video, 5 questions to ask when getting quoted mortgage rates. It is super important. It's a free tool. There's no cost. There's no login, no nothing. Feel free. Go do your thing. We've received a number of requests from folks that say, hey, that refinance tool, that's pretty cool. But hey, what is my home valued at today? Listen, we'll put this link there. You can get a free online home evaluation. It's online, super simple, and they'll go ahead and fire off a neighborhood report. It's free. There's no cost to it. We'll put that in below so you can get a look at it. All right, moving on. The Northwest MLS. When we take a look at what's going on trend-wise with the Northwest MLS, if we pop up here and let's blow this bad boy up,
So this is super interesting. When we take a look at our year to date, just on sales, so we're down 5.1% on inventory. We've discussed that we've been seeing a diminishing return on inventory and getting closer to 1.3, 1.4 months of inventory, unfortunately, instead of where we need to be between 3 and 4 months of inventory. Note that our pended is down just basically what a little over 100 homes. And when we take a look at the number of sales year over year, again, because our inventory is low, we're seeing that same response over here on the solds. However, with our more aggressive spring market that has already come into play, we have seen just a small uptick on homes, right? So it's just a little less than 100 homes here. And again, down here, you'll see that our pendants are actually up also. Yeah, it's about, 42 homes. The funny thing is that, this is a little bit of a surprise, but we are seeing some very aggressive activity on homes coming on market and then going off market right away for well priced.
All right. Now, as we look at this chart that you see in front of us, you can see that we're at 8.6% as far as the average sold price, higher than where we were at last year at this time. The same thing with new on market. We're seeing that increase in activity as far as increased price points. Totally seasonal normal. This is not like, oh, this is new. It's not new. It's seasonally normal. And again, remember, price is the first impression. So as we pop over, let's we kind of saw this chart, but let's take a look at our running 7-day average with this.
Okay, so we've actually had a pretty aggressive new listings as far as what came on market on Friday, and which was awesome because a lot of our clients, we were able to send out some homes. Funny enough, so we had 824 that actually came on market as we look at our 7-day average. But again, look at this, 1,174. So our pendants are still up, and then of course 707 sold listings, went off market also. We did have 61 canceled and 32 expired, which says that we had some sellers that were probably just a wee bit aggressive on the market because our inventory is super low, and you can see that we are still taking off more homes than what came on market. And in fact, right here, when we talk about prices reduced, this should never happen. Listen, price is your first impression, and if you are overpriced, the market will clearly tell you. We're seeing multiple offers again, as we mentioned earlier. However, understand, if you overprice it, our very astute, very smart buyers today are going to say no. So make sure that you are getting that number right the first time.
Okay, now, everything as we have shown you metric-wise is all about residential, and it's the same metrics that we use every single week so that you have that consistency of message, again, to make the best business decision possible. Now, if we pop over, let's open this back up again. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at new construction. Super, super interesting.
The new construction is actually, it's actually doing super well, kind of like it did last year. Now you're going to see that some of our numbers are just a little bit lower just for the same month in February. We're down 65 pendant homes. We're down 11 actual closings, although year over year we're up 5.7% on solds and 0.5% up as far as homes going pended, yet our new on market is down 3.4, and then of course overall inventory is down basically 10%. Here's a big deal though. When we take a look at interest rates today at 6.77 to 6.8, last year at this time we were at 6.32%, and that incentivized a lot of buyers to get out there because, near 0.5% makes a big deal. Anyway, make sure that the agent that you're working with knows how to negotiate those extra goodies on a contract, because builders are not willing to play with price. So remember that.
All right. Now, New construction, as we just recapped, again, doing super well. It's interesting when you take a look at the year over year. We deal with such tiny numbers because our inventories, again, is so low. The same thing again, with bank owned. Again, for those folks that are out there thinking that bank owned homes are a great deal, they're not in our area. Not when we have so few homes and our default rates are exceptionally low. However, let's blow this up. Let's take a deeper dive into the screen.
So as we zoom into the bank owned, there's really nothing to report. Last week we saw very similar numbers. Went through the 52, which you might say, George, why are you going through those? We looked to see what the actual true numbers are, and there were six. There are 6 homes that are on the wall of shame this week, and so it's actually 46 homes. We're only seeing a 24% difference as far as overall inventory, but because the inventory is so low, and understand, this is half of Washington State. Okay, 3/4 of Washington State. That's a massive area, and just to have 46 homes, that's peanuts. And all things considered, these numbers are super low. Again, we're in the sweet spot that nationally we're again in the top 5 as far as having the fewest number of homes. Defaults are still down. They're not, they uptick just a tiny little bit, but nothing significant at all. And banks are, they're putting these things on the market after doing some basic cleanup, paint, carpet, vinyl, putting them on for market value. Now, many of them are overpriced, because they're trying to be a little more aggressive than they should be, but nonetheless, they're putting up there. Then we're not seeing, a 25, 30, 40% discount because it's a bank-owned home, like you hear from some of the books and tapes people. So don't get caught up into that.
Okay, so remember, if you have any questions regarding new construction, bank-owned homes, and you want to kind of get a general feel for it, let us know. If you need a specific report out in your area, look, let us know. We monitor, basically 3/4 of Washington State as we look at trends and, different investment opportunities. And then, of course, representing the different lenders and credit unions that we work with. All right. So at the end of the day, the question is the market doing seasonally what it should be doing? The answer is yes. Interest rates, well, they're going to stay in the mid to high 6s. I project that over the next, at least 45 days. I don't see a lot happening until we get the next update as far as CPI goes. No, I'm leaning or hedging against the Feds actually reducing rate in March. If they do, I think it'll be small. I just don't think they will. Their goal to get inflation down to 2% when it's a little over 3%, I don't see that happening, which means that bonds and the mortgage-backed securities, they're going to stay there. We need to make sure that the 10-year Treasury stays above 4%, which will help give us some stability with mortgage rates. Anyway, if you have any questions, make sure you reach out. In the meantime, have an absolutely fabulous weekend, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.